Well, good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for joining us over your lunch hour. So I just want to thank you all for attending the first Clay County Comprehensive and Transportation Plan public engagement meeting. My name is Matt Jacobson. I'm the planning director with Clay County. And so the comprehensive plan it's an essential visioning document that's going to guide development. It's going to inform public and private investment. It's going to safeguard our natural resources and promote a vibrant, diverse, and inclusive community in Clay County. And one thing I want to say about the planning process is it is perhaps the single most important opportunity for those of you who live and work in Clay County, to provide input on how you would like this community to look like now and into the future. So again, I want to thank you for making the commitment to participate today, and hopefully see you again as this planning process unfolds. And with that, I'd like to introduce the Chair of the Clay County Board of Commissioners, Kevin Campbell.
Okay, well, thank you, Matt. I just want to say on behalf of the Clay County Board, welcome to our Comprehensive Plan Public Engagement Meeting. This plan, as Matt said, will update what the county is looking at for needs over the next 25 plus years. We look forward to hearing from you today. And as of now, I would like to introduce to you our Planning Commission Chair, Bill Davis, for his opening comments and how this document works with decisions made by the Planning Commission. So good afternoon, Bill.
Thank you, Kevin. On behalf of the Planning Commission, I'd like to welcome everybody to the 2045 Clay County Comprehensive Plan and Transportation Plan Public Engagement Meeting. The plan is important as it guides the Planning Commission as it makes decisions regarding land use permits, business and residential development in Clay County. The Board of Adjustment also relies on the comprehensive plan while making decisions on variance requests. As such, your input is invaluable and greatly appreciated. I'd like to and thank you for taking your time to attend. With that, I'd like to turn it over to Adam Altenberg with MetroCog. Adam?
All right, thank you for that, Bill. Again, my name is Adam Altenberg. I serve as the team lead heading up this project with the Fargo-Moorhead Metropolitan Council of Governments. We're a transportation planning agency serving jurisdictions in both Cass and Clay counties. Also with us on this project are my colleagues, Ari Del Rosario and Luke Champa, who will be leading a visioning workshop a bit later on. Before we begin, we would like to note that this project is being funded through the North Dakota Department of Transportation, our primary funding, federal funding partner. Part of our public participation requirements asks that we provide an optional Title VI public participation survey to better ensure that everyone has the opportunity to comment on programs or activities affecting their communities. You should see a link to this survey in the Zoom chat. This form is completely optional, and any information provided is anonymous and retained solely for statistical data. Included in our agenda today is a brief explanation of the project and the planning process we're embarking on so that everyone can better understand what we're working towards here over the next 9 months or so. We'll also be taking a moment to learn a little bit about you, who's in this meeting with us here today. And then talking a little bit about trends that we're seeing regionally that will have an impact on Clay County in the coming years. About halfway through the meeting, my colleagues Ari and Luke will be leading us through an interactive visioning workshop to help us better understand what's important to you and start putting together statements about the county's long-term goals and strategic objectives. I'll note as we go through this presentation, we encourage you to ask any questions in the Q&A window, and we can stop and take those if needs be. We'll also take time at the very end to follow up on any final thoughts and questions and talk about our next steps going forward. So for those of you who may be new to this process, a comprehensive plan can be thought of as both a guiding vision and policy framework for the county. The state of Minnesota encourages cities and counties to complete comprehensive plans every 10 years or so. And the reason for that is it provides community a chance to take a long range look at a host of different topics from land use, transportation needs, recreation, community services, and so forth. And so instead of focusing on the day-to-day, this is an opportunity to step back and think big picture and long-term over the next 20 to 25 years. Where does this community want to see itself? And we'll be looking to you to help guide us along in this project. So as I mentioned to you, the state encourages cities and counties to complete these plans, both as a development tool by the Planning Commission and County Commission, and as a general guiding and vision document for the community's future. These plans also help provide justification for zoning and other land development decisions, and they also help county to qualify for certain state grants and dollars, particularly related to transportation projects. But really, the biggest thing is that this is an opportunity to talk together about all of the different aspects that make up our community and how we can continue to build upon those in the future. So what elements do comprehensive plans address? The state of Minnesota provides some initial guidance for counties when updating comprehensive plans, addressing agricultural and natural resource needs, shoreline development, wildlife management areas. The state also asks that county comprehensive plans think strategically about new residential developments and encouraging growth near current business and service centers. But this really just it's scratching the surface, and comprehensive plans cover a lot of different topics, a lot more than are listed here, from housing, economic development, energy, to food access, to intergovernmental coordination. The important thing is that we don't look at these individually, but we look to understand how they are interrelated and how they impact each other. For example, transportation and housing and the cost of doing business in the county. Those are closely related to impacts on water resources, natural resources, land that is being developed. So these are all tied together, and that's what we're going to be looking at over the course of this process. This is, so this project that we've kind of divided into 4 steps. Right now we're in the context gathering phase. It kind of includes a study of the community profile, background data, and existing conditions, and putting that all together. After that, we'll be looking at issue identification and issue analysis as part of the vision and goal setting. After that, we have included planning strategies that will address land use and transportation issues, as well as objectives and implementation actions for the county. And then last, we'll be putting this plan into action through final feedback on a draft plan and final adoption. So who's involved in this plan? This project is being guided by a study review committee, which includes members from the County Commission, Planning Commission. Also includes county administration, planning, engineering, and environmental health. We will be meeting at roughly 5 to 6 times throughout the process of this project, and providing the overall guidance for this project. We'll also be looking to talk with county departments, getting feedback from cities and townships throughout the county, and also looking to get feedback from different state agencies and other organizations for additional feedback. But the most important component is you, the community. So this here is just a quick timeline looking at how we'll get here. So through the spring and the summer, we'll be looking at those issues, issues identification, issues analysis, and planning strategies. We hope to have goals and objectives ready here by early fall, so that we can integrate those into a draft plan here by October, and hoping to wrap this up by the end of the year and have final adoption in December. So at this point, we have just a quick little poll that we're going to bring up to see who all is with us today. You should be seeing that on your screen. Just asking to tell us who you are, if you live and work in the county and so forth. So we'll take about 20 or 30 seconds here for that. Give people another 5-10 seconds. All right, let's see. So we have a lot of people that live in the county, including people that both live in the rural areas and people that live in the urban areas. Half of you work in Clay County. It looks like several people own or operate a business, and we may have 1 or 2 farmers. Don't have any students today, but looks like we also have a lot of people that are just here to learn more about this project. So that's great. Good to see. So next we have a few slides on the trends that we're seeing that will have an impact on this plan. So if you can go forward here. Clay County has seen steady and continuous growth since its formation in 1862. Added nearly 5,600 new residents here just between 2010 and 2019. And based on demographic projections that our organization completed back in 2017, the county can expect to see an additional 25,829 residents here in the next 25 years. So that's going to have a big impact, not only on the county, but on the region itself. And this slide it kind of shows where population growth has been occurring. Again, the 5,600 new residents here between 2010 and 2019, that's a 9.5% growth just within those 9 years. And a lot of that growth is not only relegated to the urban areas, but we see a lot of townships that are actually seeing positive growth as well. And it's expected that virtually every city and township will see population increases over the next 25 years. This slide just talks a little bit about housing. In 2019, there's estimated 27,468 housing units. Of those, about 62% are single-family detached. You had another almost 10% that are attached single-family, so duplexes, twin homes, and the like. Over 25% of housing is apartments, and then another 3% is manufactured homes. And looking at these and looking at the projections here, the county can expect an additional over 10,500 homes here in the next 25 years. A lot of these will be in urban areas, but again, townships are expected to see positive housing growth as well. This just shows a little bit about the age and diversity of county residents. You can see in these pie charts here in 2010, the percentages of the 17 and under, the adult population between 1864 and 65 and older, comparing that with 2019, we're seeing more older individuals, and we also see a little bit of an increase in the number of residents that are 17 and under. And looking into the future, Clay County will have a much higher percentage of seniors in the coming years. So that's something that will affect the different services that the county will provide in the coming years. This just shows some statistics about income and labor here. The three biggest employment categories include education, healthcare, and social assistance, retail, trade, and manufacturing, as well as construction. the four biggest, I should say. Unemployment, looking at both county and state trends, as well as the poverty rates, both seeing downward trends, which are very encouraging. And looking into the future, looking at the types of employment opportunities, the professions in healthcare and social assistance are really going to be the ones that see the highest rates of growth, not only within the county, but within the state and nationally as well. This slide just talks a little bit about some of the education enrollment trends here that we're beginning to see. And just kind of looking at the chart on your right here, the percent population 25 years and over with an associate's degree or higher, that really has climbed just in the last, between 2010 and 2019, the last 9 years, from about 43% to 49%. And it's expected that these higher education trends will likely continue into the future here. This just takes a closer look at school enrollment within the 6 different school districts within the county. And you can see that through the 2015-2016 school year through the 2019-2020 school year, every year saw positive student enrollment. 2020 and 2021, this is the 1 year that we are looking at information post-COVID. And we do see a little bit of a decrease this year, but looking at some of our demographic forecast projections here again, these will likely see, continue to see steady enrollment increases, maybe stabilizing here in the next 20 to 25 years, but increasing here in the near future. And the last slide I want to touch on is just land use and agriculture. Farmland, of course, is the biggest land category within the county. It accounts for over 80% of the total land area. But looking at some of the agricultural trends here since 2007, the number of farms has decreased from 921 that were counted in 2007 to under 700 in 2017, whereas the average size of farms has increased from 666 acres up to 831 acres. So just some more trends that are good for the county to think about and good for us to think about as we continue with this plan. So at this point, I'm going to stop and hand things off to Ari and Luke, and they'll be walking us through the visioning workshop.
Thanks, Adam. Okay. Great, Luke's just going to share the screen with us. Okay, so this is the visioning exercise. You can kind of see an overview of what we'll be covering in this workshop. So we've got 3 sections here. It's broken up into 3 boards. We can start off with the first board just to get as a bit of an icebreaker and to get people talking. We'd love to hear from you what you love about Clay County. Feel free to put it down in the chat. Feel free to unmute yourself. But yeah, the question we wanted to ask to start off this workshop is, what do you love about Clay County today? So what do you love it here? If you live here, if you work here, just let us know and we can start. So this board here, we can add sticky notes and we can add people's comments, and we'll use this to review later on.
I'm actually running through the attendee list here and allowing people to unmute and throw out their thoughts. So just a moment while I go through that quickly.
This is Anna Pearson. I like that Clay County still has that small town feel. And I think Allison in the chat also mentioned this too, but there are also like big city amenities in close proximity. So.
Great, thanks. Oh, Luke, you're muted right now.
Sorry, I'm just
Good.
still running through this guest list to make sure people have the ability to talk if they would like. So let me get back here. Sounds like we had small town feel from Anna, and there was maybe one in the chat as well. All right, we have it looks like we have a few comments coming through the chat. Adam, would you be able to kind of monitor that chat from folks, and I'll just start typing some down here.
Sure.
Okay.
So we have a comment from Jenny Mojo. It's a safe, welcoming place to live and raise our family. And, Allison Coaster and Kobe, that's pronounced how do you pronounce your last name? Small town atmosphere, but close to big city amenities.
Great.
I have a comment from Cindy Gray, beautiful farmland.
And I'll add to that, Adam, great county highways. Very nice. Some of the highways that I take to get from the north side of the metro down to the interstate are really nice, wide shoulders and good condition roadways.
Second that as well.
That's a good comment.
I might throw one in here quick just for myself.
Topography.
Yeah, changing topography.
Oh, that's good. That's good.
Educational opportunities for secondary, especially after high school, for post-secondary education or secondary education with the tech schools and colleges, universities.
We have another comment from Lindsay. It's clear that Clay County and Minnesota values the people, and we budget as such.
Services provided.
That's a good comment as well. Derek Lapointe, the growth opportunities in Clay County. We have another comment from Sean, a Cass resident here, appreciates easy access to business in Clay via bicycle. So looking at those multimodal considerations. Jamie Wark has typed in a comment here, great mixture of urban and rural landscape. comment from Karen Lauer. College students are a tremendous underutilized asset and opportunity. Looking at some of our natural resources, Jenny Mojo talks, has a comment here, Buffalo River State Park, natural areas. And Cindy is kind of added on to that. Lake country begins in Eastern Clay. And then another comment that's seconded by Lindsay here, Buffalo River State Park and the grasslands. Another comment from Jenny here, the people.
Great comments, everyone. Thank you very much. Anything else anyone else would like to add? They're all great positive things that we can keep in mind. Oh, another one there from Peyton Mastera. For the metro, the larger residential lot sizes compared to the other side of the river. So housing consideration as well.
You know, this may sound funny, but wildlife opportunities, if you're a birder, you like, there's plenty of areas to go see birds. Get deer. The prairie chickens up on the hill are kind of rare for our county.
And from Anna Pierce here at Lower Specials, great schools. Great. Anything else there? Okay, Patrick Hollister, Everest Tika House is my favorite restaurant in Clay County. And he hopes it's still open. Lindsay also seconds that. Good to know there's some people love the businesses and restaurants in the area. Blue Eagle in Barnesville, Clay County Fair, Steam Threshers, Holy Rodeo, great local festivals. So
yeah, and I would add, this is Matt. I would just say that speaking of restaurants, I think there's a lot of good restaurants in some of the smaller communities in Clay County. Just really unique restaurants in Downer and Barnesville and Holly and
great as well. Lindsay also added community support for small businesses during COVID. That's been great. People have been supporting those during a tough time. And Peyton, Blue STEM Arts is an amazing amenity. From David, we've got the county employees and the elected show up at events. They make themselves accessible. From Lindsay here, we've got parks in Moorhead and trail running along the river is a big win for the city. Okay. Anything else? Anyone else wanted to add? This is great stuff. Thanks, everyone. Looks like we've got some, yeah, about the communities, small town field, restaurants, the natural resources. We've got another one from David. Longest table event in 2019 was great. A lot of the events in the area. Okay.
One thing I'll add too is that I always find enjoyable is kind of digging into the history of different things in the county, whether that be the what was in the forum recently, the the Stockwood grade, the railroad grade between Holly and Glendon, or just that we did a project for 17th Street North in Moorhead, and the Clay County, I don't even remember their official name, the Historical Society in Clay County. It was a really great resource, and it's always fun to kind of dive into their stuff that they have going on. So I'm going to put that down. The Historical and Cultural Society of Clay County.
Don't forget the train robbery up by east of Dilworth there.
Oh,
That was in the paper a while back.
That's another one I need to look into. Thank you, Bill.
You know, I think in addition to all these, like Jenny had about the Blue Eagle and the Steam Thrashers, the Holly, not a Holly, the city events are sometimes very interesting. Yulin barbecue up there, you know, the Sabin days, they're kind of fun to go to.
So we've got another one there for from Lindsay. The businesses like Stonebridge Software and Barnesville, Peyton's Museum, the Yumcomst, Clay County Historical Society and their exhibits, high quality experience. The great things about the amenities that are there. And then from Jenny as well, close access to great healthcare systems.
We're probably very fortunate for that one. That's a great one.
We've got a comment here from Rita, embracing the history while looking ahead to the future. Libraries from Jenna. From Ryan, we've got proximity to 3 universities and 2 tech schools. That's great. That ties in well with the other comment we got earlier about college students as an asset and opportunity. Any other comments here about what you love about Clay County? From Peyton, Fargo is next door. Great, you got 2 in 1. The amenities on both sides of the river, easily accessible. David, people who have moved into the area from different parts of the country feel very safe compared to where they came from. So safety. From Cindy, seems to be a high value placed on preservation of farmland. Okay. Great. Cool. Thanks for all your comments, everyone. I think we can move on to the next section here. We got some good feedback from that. Okay, so this next section, you can see the board here. We have some issues and opportunities. You can see the categories. We split it up into specific categories. So if you zoom out a little bit, Luke,
Sorry.
just if you wanted to take a look at those categories, if you've come today with specific category in mind or something, a specific issue in mind, you can see there if any of those categories fit. I will leave an opportunity at the end if there's anything else that doesn't fit neatly into any of those categories. But I guess we'll go through it one by one and let us know if you have anything in mind in terms of an issue that we should be addressing in this comprehensive plan for that category, or an opportunity that you see. And we can start off up the top there with housing. So if anyone has an issue or an opportunity when it comes to housing in the county, you feel free to unmute yourself or type it in the chat box there. And we'll go down that list. Okay, from Anna there, we have an opportunity. So the opportunity for a variety of size and pricing of housing. It's an opportunity. We'll put the opportunities as circles so we can see there the differences between those opportunities and issues. And we've got an issue as well. Issue is how development should be managed in growth as well. And how we should grow. Great. We've got an issue here from Rita of need for affordable senior living. Some of these issues and opportunities may be an issue and an opportunity.
That's consistent with my comment to Ari, that just there's an opportunity there among all the cities, it seems like, in the county, you know, for people who want to live in a variety of settings to have different senior housing choices.
Right, that's a good point. Yeah, particularly as Adam mentioned earlier in the presentation, as we look to having an aging population and more seniors living in the county. That's definitely something that we need to think about. Yeah, with Jenna saying senior housing is quite expensive. Peyton saying we've got an issue there of, oh, I missed Karen. Yeah, Karen saying that there's many small communities that need more rental housing buildings. And from Peyton, another issue, unbalanced tax structure with North Dakota neighbors. Yes, particularly being so close to the other side of the river, people often make the decision where even if they work on whichever side of the river, they have an option to live on the other side. From Lindsay, seems that we have a limited option for first-time homeowners in single-family dwellings and limited in location as well. And Cindy also agreeing with that. From Jenny, rising rates of homelessness in our senior population as another issue. Okay, great, we'll move on to businesses. If you have any other thoughts, just feel free to hold on to them, and you can continue to put those in the chat if you wish, and we will make sure that those go in. We'll move on to businesses. I know that on the call there were a couple of business owners, so if you have any particular issues, concerns, some opportunities perhaps, feel free to let us know. Okay, so we've got from Ryan here with access to capital, entrepreneurs, startups, expansion. That's a great opportunity that we have here. Great, so growth in our businesses. Anything else from our businesses here? And Karen, we've got another one. I think this is for housing. Clay County Commissioners continuing support of 2-year property tax rebate for new residential homes is a great opportunity.
Oh, that's
Make that green. And we've got an issue from Anna for businesses, North Dakota versus Minnesota taxes for businesses. That's great to keep in mind. Okay, we've got from Ryan. We've got an opportunity here, an opportunity to leverage local industry sectors and ecosystems. Ag tech, medical device, manufacturing, software, vaccine, biotech. Yeah, a lot of opportunity for growth. these circles on is
Yes.
are a little more difficult than the squares.
Yeah.
That's all right. Okay, we've got from Karen here, Clay County Revolving Loan Fund is available to help businesses start and expand. So some of those great opportunities to help small businesses.
This is Derek Lapointe. I think we need to do a better job of telling our story. We have tremendous amounts of programs and policies that are out there that support business development and growth. But I can tell you by firsthand experience, not many people know of them. So we need to do a better job of marketing and telling our story.
Great, thanks, Derek. Okay, also Karen added to hers, Interstate 94 running through Clay County is another fabulous opportunity. And from Jenny, great community support for our local businesses. It's a great opportunity that we need to make sure that we have policies in place to help foster investment businesses on the Minnesota side. So that continued support for our local businesses in the area. Okay, we'll move on. I'm just wary of time as well. Hoping to get through all of these categories. Feel free to continue writing in the comments. The next one, just to keep in mind as we're moving to the next one we have is agriculture and food systems. If you've got any issues or opportunities relating to that, let us know. And Karen, Small Business Development Center at Concordia as a great opportunity related to businesses.
This is Derek Lapointe again. I think continuing to partner with some real world renowned ag users like American Crystal Sugar and Anheuser-Busch, connecting them to resources for growth and development as well.
Great, thanks, Derek. And so partnering with some of those ag industrial players.
I don't know if there are any business programs that would be helpful to the vegetable farmers for the, that sell vegetables in the weekly garden boxes and that kind of thing, the co-op type things. But I know I think that's really something that people value, but it's been a little tough to find in our region lately.
Yeah, that's a good point.
There was one that I got vegetables from a few summers back in Clay County, and then they left the area, and then so that opportunity went away.
Yeah, that'd be great. And more ways to connect our agriculture and with the community.
And I know the farmers market does fill that gap too. There's the farmers market in Moorhead, but it's just nice to have that sort of more regular option.
Yeah.
This is Derek Lapointe again. I think one thing that's challenged us, and this kind of relates to business, but also to food systems, is we've had a tremendous amount of interest in food trucks. particularly collaboration between those that already exist in Fargo, but regulations at health and others make that challenging. So if we can figure out a way to more productively utilize food alternatives in trucks and other things, that would be great.
Great. Thank you. We've got a couple more here from Jenny. Another issue. The cost of services can continue to go up. The tax burden that puts on farmland can be debilitating. Cost of services for farmland. We have Jenna here. Opportunity. Existing community gardens are great. There's an opportunity for development more in food deserts. Okay, and from Jenny, SWCD has low interest loan program available to rural landowners for ag best management practices. Not many are aware of the opportunity though. And Lindsay, connecting back with the food trucks, could we have a permanent food truck park in the county where different food trucks could come, show up as they are able? That's fine. That's fine if we're moving to solutions. Solutions are opportunities. That's great. Anyone has any other solutions or ideas like that, feel free. Extension services are great for both rural and urban residents in general. Okay, as we're wrapping this section up, feel free to start typing in the chat issues and opportunities in relation to transportation. So that can be our roads, county highways, or any other forms of transportation in and around the county.
Ari, this is Patrick. I'm going to have to log out at 1, but I just want to verbally mention 2 of transportation issues or opportunities. The first one is that back in 2011, the Clay County Board passed a resolution adopting MetroCog's Complete Streets policy by reference. And I will email to you and Adam and Luke the relevant documents. I think it would be great if this new comprehensive plan referred to that fact that Clay County has adopted MetroCog's Complete Streets policy statement. And if you don't want to include the entire text of those documents in the comprehensive plan, perhaps the PDF of the comprehensive plan could have a link, an active link or a hyperlink or whatever they call it, to those documents. And then the second thing is, and this could fit under either transportation or recreation, but the Heartland Trail, progress keeps moving along on the Heartland Trail, and I serve on the Clay County Heartland Trail Committee. Dan Farnsworth, as you know, has been sort of our leader on that committee. Dan, a couple months ago, Dan emailed me what I believe to still be the most recent routing map of the Heartland Trail through Clay County. And you're probably in possession of it, but again, I will email you, Adam and Luke, that map. I would encourage you to check with the nice people at Moorhead City Hall regarding the specific route of the Heartland Trail once it enters Moorhead city limits, because I think the city's been putting some additional thought into that recently, and what the city is regarding as the future route of the Heartland Trail within the city itself might be a little bit different now than what Dan still has on his maps. So check with the city regarding the route within city limits. But I'll email you guys documents on both of those subjects.
Great, thanks, Patrick. Also, I just want to mention as well, so it looks like we're coming up to 1 o'clock soon, so we just want to be respectful of people's time. Keep on putting in your comments for transportation. We just want to try to quickly get to all of the categories there. Luke, if you want to just zoom out and we can see the categories that are left. So we have telecommunications, natural resources, recreation, and government services, or any other issues or opportunities. Feel free, if you want to, you can just place in the chat whatever category it is that you're referring to and what your issue or opportunity is. I just want to make sure that we can get to everyone in the time that we have left. And thanks, Luke, for writing all these down.
Yeah, there's a lot coming in too, so.
It's good, it's good. Thank you everyone for all your, it's often difficult over Zoom, these virtual meetings, to have the same kind of public engagement than you would in person, but it's great when people can be so engaged in the process. So thank you everyone for all of it. Okay. Just to read off some of these comments that we have so far. So we've got some from Anna: transportation, better connections that don't bring me back to the downtown Fargo GTC. In that case, I do believe that's being discussed right now with MatBus, looking at the future TDP and routing. That's good to add in there. Last mile connections was an issue. Opportunity expand upon our sidewalks, payment network and regional bikeway network. Telecommunications increased, fiber optic lines along county highways for easy connection to high-speed internet. So telecommunications opportunity there. And our small town access to multimodal options. Sean, from a Cass resident, agriculture would like to see backyard chickens. That's a fun little one. Transportation, bicycle access, or even canoe access to Blue Stem would be appreciated, and is not too bad to get to, but a better link to Cass and Clay bike routes would be nice to reduce traffic in the area. From Jane, more active transportation opportunities, especially outside of Moorhead. From Anna, maximize the access to natural resources in a recreational way. From Jenny, Clay County roads are heavily traveled with commodities as well as aggregate material. making sure we are addressing the strain on the roads going forward. On our government services, more centrally located government services from ANA as an opportunity, more access online to items. Great, some government services there. And the recreation, the Heartland Trail really should be a priority, huge opportunity. So we'll make sure to include the Heartland Trail in our comp plan. Jenna Cayley, indoor spaces for young families as an opportunity there. On a variety of options for telecommunications / internet, opportunities for solar panels, wind harnessing, more trails from Jane. Lots of good stuff. Telecommunications, cell service, dead spots in rural Clay County, broadband as an issue there from Jenny. Telecommunications, wide internet solution to replace wireless in rural areas as an opportunity there, a solution. On a more regional trails with better crossings. Parks with services, equipment and design to be inclusive for children with disabilities. Feel free to continue. If after this meeting ends, we can look back at all of these and add them all onto there. So feel free to continue writing your comments in for any of those categories.
I'll just interrupt for a second. We are past our 1 o'clock time frame for our meeting, but we may continue here for another 5-10 minutes if people want to stay on.
Great. Yeah, thank you so much, everyone, for your time. If you need to jump off, we can continue this conversation. And I just want to direct your attention as well to the survey. Adam, I don't know if you want to mention that now, just in case people need to hop off. If you've got any other burning issues, opportunities that you wanted to raise.
The only thing I can mention with that is we do, if you haven't already, we do have an online community input survey. You should see it once you, it'll either pop up once we end the webinar or once you log off. So if you haven't already taken that, it has a number of questions related to housing, transportation, land use, recreation, county services. It should take only 10 to 15 minutes. So please fill it out if you haven't already.
Okay, we'll keep on adding to these here. This is great, guys. We've got every category has been filled in. Parks from Jenna. Sean, driving into Moorhead is not pleasant. Railroad barriers. Main Avenue traffic control is frustrating. From Jenna, would love a dedicated bike path through the middle of Moorhead. More bicycle friendly from Lindsay. Alison, not just chickens, poultry and pygmy goats. From Jenny, natural resources, Fulton Prairie, healthy groundwater, aquifer, state park and trails. All great opportunities, all great assets that we can continue to improve upon. Jenna, more native prairie pockets throughout the urban areas, so bringing some of that nature into our urban areas. Have an improving Third Street south from 60th Avenue South to 50th Avenue South by Blue Stem. So yeah, if you have any location-specific issues or opportunities, we also have and I should have mentioned this earlier, we do have a map on this mural visioning board that we can add those to there as well. If you have anything specific to an area, we can add that as a note and put that onto the map later. Right. Indoor activities for teens as well, including skateboarding from Lindsay. From Sydney, natural resources, amazing farmlands, streams and lakes, wetlands, clean air. From Jenny, additional meeting room space, community groups. From Jamie, under recreation, identification of all public accesses for rivers and lakes.
Ari and Luke, should we? Oh, should we move to the final board for a couple minutes? Could just get a couple of comments here.
Yeah, this is just kind of, we started off broad looking at what you love about Clay County today. We just had a final board that we put in just to look big picture. What would you like Clay County to look like in 25 years? So just big picture, just so we can kind of see what people's priorities are and what's top of mind when looking to the future. So, yeah, so feel free to put into the chat any of those. You can continue to put issues and opportunities as well, but let us know what you'd love your future Clay County to look like. Cindy, still heavily agricultural. And Cindy? I guess that connects back to a lot of what we heard from what you love about Clay County, the small town feel, community, sense of community, natural resources. From Rita here, addition of commercial and industrial businesses to provide jobs and better tax base. Okay. Great. Adam, did you want to continue with the presentation, or we can feel free to continue placing things in the chat for any of those issues and opportunities, and we can add them in after this.
Yeah, that sounds good. We can, if anyone else has any additional items that they want to put in the chat, we feel free to do that. And yeah, we can move on to the last couple of slides that we have.
Great, thanks everyone for all your input. Yeah, some great feedback.
This is really great. Thank you, everybody. So as we're getting the presentation slides back up, we'll probably skip this. We just had a slide for final thoughts if anyone had any final thoughts or questions. But some of our next steps here that I just want to touch on very briefly. As I noted earlier, If you wanted to advance a look there. We have the online community input survey. We'll have that open until Friday, April 16th. Again, it should take about 10 minutes to complete. And that will pop up here at the end of this webinar or when you walk off. We also have an additional comment form on our community engagement page for the project website. These are comments that can be submitted directly to Clay County and MetroCog if there's sort of a specific issue or question that you want to direct to us. We hope to have the county profile, which includes a lot of the trends and demographic information for the county, available for review in the end of April, early May. And this will be a large component of the comprehensive plan once we get that completed. We hope to have a final draft of the plan and future public engagement opportunity probably later in the fall, looking at October 2021. But between now and the fall, we hope to put some resources once they become available on our website, and we'll provide notifications of those once we have additional resources that are available for you to review as we move along in this process. But with that, I'll pass it over to Matt for a few final words.
So thank you all for your input and participation. This is fantastic. I don't know if anyone's dropped this in the chat, but I'm just going to put the link to the project web page, and you can find anything about updates as this planning process continues, the survey, comment form, and then other public engagement opportunities as they arise. So I think we'll also put this final visioning board that MetroCog put together, and we'll post that final one on the website too for you to view. So thank you all very much. I appreciate your participation and your input's invaluable to this process.